Hello, welcome back to my ePortfolio. My name is Tristan McGarrett, and this is my final assessment of the HORT 120 class. This video will give my general thoughts of the HORT 120 design class, teaching the basics of computer-aided design on multiple different software applications. This course began looking at AutoCAD, which is a non-industry specific software to trace over the small garden plan and then eventually move on to the larger master plan, which were imported, scaled, traced, and then printed. We started each of the softwares the same way. The first step is to import the raster image and scale it so it is 1-to-1 scale. This is so when we draw over the image in real-world measurements, they will translate correctly to scale. In some ways, tracing over the image takes away the creative aspect of the learning experience, but I do feel that doing the same process between each design was impactful in learning each software. We also looked at a 3D modeling in Real-Time Landscape Architect and traditional modeling in SketchUp. Throughout this class, I was constantly learning new things. With little to no design and computer skills, I was very intrigued by each of the softwares we learned how to use. I was introduced to AutoCAD and then Dynarscape, which is another software that is commonly used in the industry. It was nice to be exposed to 3 different software applications because it made me more marketable for possible companies to work for, and it also helps me to decide what software I would prefer to use on my own business. The 3 most important things I learned in this course was definitely how to scale a drawing correctly. With a little experience I had in modeling, learning to scale images and measure out certain parts of the design were very useful. After learning about 1-to-1 scaling, I can now just measure a few areas of a property and import an overhead image and begin drawing over it, speeding the process of the design greatly. Another important thing that I learned was how to use layers. It was convenient to be able to turn on a layer on and off and color code them based on what part of the design they are, such as plants, setback lines, or even hardscape areas. The third thing that will be impactful for my future is knowing how to create a finished design plan. I've read plenty of sets of blueprints, but I've never seen the in-depth work of a completed design. So getting to learn how to put one together was an exciting experience to have. All of the things I learned in this class will be used in the real world, but I think I will use layers and 3D modeling the most. One thing I'm confused about is how to insert an image in Dynarscape because you cannot move it once it is selected, and I know there's a certain way to do it, which I forget how to do now. When I entered the course, I did not know what software we will be using or how we will be doing the designs because I had no experience in the design field. I was the most excited to learn more about real-time landscape architect specifically, but also to be exposed to multiple different software applications. I was surprised about how easy this software is to learn and how each one has its differences. It comes down to personal preference as to which one you like the best. In one of our other classes this semester, HORT 269, we created a model in real-time landscape architect, which gave me a good bit of time to learn how to become efficient in the program. Real-time landscape architect's ability to create a design in 2D and 3D in the same software is awesome because you have the benefit of modeling the bed, lines, and hardscape areas in plan view, but then you can also jump to perspective view and see everything in the 3D perspectives, which is helpful for placing plants and showing clients a perspective of the design so they can better visualize it in real life. You can also have access to a vast plant and hardscape object library. If the library is not enough, you can also import objects and textures into real-time using SketchUp's 3D warehouse. And honestly, real-time is roughly $600, and when compared to some other softwares being a couple $1,000, real-time is the best value for your money. In my opinion, overall for HORT 120 has been a great experience learning about a variety of different softwares and how they compare to one another. It was nice being exposed to multiple different applications because it helped me determine that real-time landscape architect is by far my favorite. I also learned about importing and scaling back on an image and how to manage layers and how to create a detailed master plan. I look forward to what I learned in this class and applying it to my future career. Thank you for checking out my ePortfolio.